Hi, Roxanne. This is Michael Nazario. I spoke to you about January 2nd and about CPS, doing whatever they want to and trying to take our kids. They currently have arrested my wife and put her in jail for child endangerment felony because she won't tell them where they were. The police came up in our house without any warrants or out anything with guns and stuff like that. Put them up and put the guns on our family. My email is JNAZARIO6 My number is 952-356-7776. Please give me a call as soon as possible. I'd like to know, what will be your approach. It's just really bad, and they got her on criminal charges now, and we just need some help. 952-356.
Resave. Next message.
Hi, Roxanne. This is Michael Nazario again. My phone battle stuff went down. That's why I wasn't able to get back to you. My wife is out of jail, and we need to speak to you as soon as possible. 952-356-7776. I to charge my wife with a felony, and they're trying to make us and force us to sign their case plan.
Resave. Next message.
Hi, Roxanne. This is Joy Nazario. You have been speaking with my husband, Michael. He said that you asked that I give you a call. I am at work, and I'm on my 15-minute break. So I do get off work at 5:30 Central Standard Time tonight. So if you want to try and call me back at that time so that we can talk, I have gone out to HireLyrics.org and listened to the interview that you did with Michael, and so if you want to call me back, you can. Thank you.
End of message.
Hello, everyone. Love and respect. This is Roxanne, Grinage, HireLyrics Administrative Services, U.S. Citizens Control Public Docket Database. U.S. Citizens Control Public Docket Database is a prototype demonstration of what HireLyrics Administrative Services, through its standard access 12-year demonstrated standard access practice model, which provides standard access regardless of who you know or what you have, by utilizing the powerful collaborative abilities of free and low-cost internet technologies for a previously unseen, unaccommodated, unmeasured, worldwide population of disadvantaged creators of original creative work product contribution, including U.S. economy enriching careers contributors, human resources, that we are finding out have verifiable claims regardless of who they know or what they have, can achieve standard access to those legal, administrative assistant, project manager, marketing, careers, label, and store services that are able to count both the crime victim claimants' claims and also gauge which jurisdictions are in need of federal law enforcement or funding decision maker audits, in which are locally corruption jurisdictions, if it's in alignment with what the U.S. Attorney's definition is of official corruption, fraud, and civil rights violations, which create federal crime victim claimants, which we are finding are also a tragically far too large, but once organized, powerful voter constituency having lobby power, endorsement, and impeachment clout. Federal crime victim voters recognize law enforcement are working class people too. So if we can overcome and meet the challenge of demonstrating remaining lawful but aggressively grasping those reporting venues that are available to us, which is what the internet technologies give us, free and low-cost collaborative powers and reporting posting abilities of the internet, the U.S. citizens can control lawful networking strategizing solutions for saving the soul of our nation, the soul of our cities, indeed to preserve the evolution of our species. God bless everyone. This is about the Michael Nazario, Joy Nazario, kidnap for profit schemes verified by Department of Human Services in Minnesota, Hennepin County, and how law enforcement have been abused by a wolf pack style functioning conflict of interest malpracticing group of court practitioners in conflict of interest with the billing agendas of CPS funded DHS, where the actual employees, the state employees, are guilty of defrauding federal funding sources in order to put the money in their own pockets fraudulently, violating several laws that would have preserved the family through false arrest, tyranny, terrorism, theft of heritage, personal injury, irreparable harms, career theft, and U.S. economy fraud. So we were grateful today. Yes. This is Roxanne. Is this Michael Nazario?
Yes, this is Michael Nazario.
And this call is being recorded.
This is Roxanne. I'm on a walk. A little farther away.
What'd you say?
I'll give you a second. I'm going to find me a little conference room.
Today is March 6, 2012. Michael Nazario is in the Chips matter in the 4th Judicial District of Hennepin County, where he entered a motion to recuse Judge Quaintance, who's also the lead defendant in a RICO personal injury case. Service of summons was served yesterday on the from the federal court.
I came to the hearing today. They pretty much did not want me to speak. They didn't want me to talk. They continued to say that my threatening of litigation against them is hindering the recovery and healing of my family and stopping the family from moving forward for dismissal. The judge stated that did not state anything about the motion to stay. She did not want me to talk. She kept cutting me off. And I stated that I stated that the new case plan of the case file that was filed or sent to me that was stated Diane Kessler met with Joy and Michael Nazario in 2012 to make this plan. She's stating that meant at the courthouse, Diane Kessler met with me and we all met for this case plan to come together. But that's not what the statement states there. It does not say we met at court. It does not state that we were all here at this hearing and we came together.
That's just one. That's one of the nature of civil suit in the federal court is legal malpractice, which is why Judge Catherine Quaintance is named as the first defendant. Legal malpractice in being perpetrated in conspiracy with the billing agencies, Department of Human Service and CPS. So that's just one of the false statements that she's acting prejudicially in conspiracy with. However, by you filing into both the state court and the federal court evidence of your claims, this is still proof positive, sort of pretty much the nail in Judge Quaintance's coffin to show the court exactly what you stated in your complaint, your first complaint, which will be amended to add some other charges that are coming up, to show that she censors testimony and evidence and issues false findings of fact and orders where she states erroneously and falsely through legal malpractice that after considering the evidence, and she does not mention the filings of both sides. So this is just proof positive. Now, you texted me that there's a worker called Denise Graves that is the one that's suggesting that the Chips cases be, quote, broke into two different matters, as though that's going to make a difference in the federal case. When Judge, a couple of things. One, let's just take an inventory and see what positive came out of federal crime victims created by official corruption, fraud, and civil rights, where Michael Nazario led the way and sued on behalf of himself and his family and other Minnesotans similarly situated that are unable to sue acted lawfully but assertively and told the truth for the sake of truth in the venues that were available to him pro se. So the state court said, based on my complaint fully incorporated herein in the federal case, these are the reasons why Judge Quaintance should recuse herself, and these proceedings should be stayed while you guys correct the fraud errors that you're doing, which is trying to force me to pay one of your DHS contractors, your CPS contractors, Pathways and Pathfinders, $6,000 to endanger myself going in and out of a sex abuser clinic where the neighborhood vigilantes could kill me, and that I have never been tried. The legal malpractice is the legal malpractice of the Minnesota State Constitution Bill of Rights. I was never charged, I was never tried, I was never convicted, and I already incurred costs, which are being presented in the damages bill of costs, to prove otherwise, that I'm not guilty. I paid all the costs. So for you to be for the judge to be taking a non-qualified CPS worker who doesn't have credentials to override a police detective's investigation, a polygraph, and a psychosocial sexual expert witness report, and a criminal lawyer's summary disposition, which said every Minnesota state statute that was being violated. She's just taking it on herself. So for the judge to allow that prejudicial one-sided testimony to cause her to influence her decisions, that's where the judge now is criminally liable for racketeering influence, corrupt organizations. Now what we're going to do is, on the amended complaint, there's some things that came out on the day the complaint was filed, where Judge Catherine Quaintance makes additional money on the side, giving lectures and seminars and lessons on how to criminalize parents in a domestic relations matter. So she's what's called a gun-happy, tyrannical judge. You know, she's a court pretender. So we're going to see how she's abusing the, we're going to bring that up as far as conflict of interest and legal malpractice. What is her financial motivation for wanting to criminalize people?
Hello.
Hey, Michael, it's Roxanne. I'm just a little worried I didn't hear from you today. Are you all right?
Yeah, it's just a lot of crazy stuff going on. You know what I mean? The car broke down on me, and you know what I mean? I haven't been able to get down to the courthouse, and I'm having.
But you're not being harassed or anything or detained against your will. Okay.
No, I am. Then I'm loaded with work at work, so I haven't got a chance to really get back to you on.
That's okay. Listen, that's okay. We have plenty to go with what we have. I got a software program that takes as all the PDF documents that we already have that you sent me for exhibits that show the legal malpractice, that converts them into Word, that allows us to mark them and redact them and cover up the parts that will keep us from, that will make us compliant with the e-filing. So we're okay there. And last night I spent the whole night publishing to the juror staff attorney list, the attorneys that practice in legal malpractice right there in Hennepin County, Minnesota, both Ramsey and Minneapolis. And you'll see it on your Facebook page. We did an ad to each of them, a brief ad, and 2 blogs went up too. So we're trying to attract the attorney. Yeah, okay, yeah, and we're encouraging them to let them know that not only will we hand over all the work that's already done, that will comply with anything that they say in terms of confidentiality or non-publish. We'll follow them, but it's your choice who you sign a contingency agreement. No money laid out for retainer, but to show them what's already been done and take this on as contingency. And I think you should be prepared to go as high as 50%, actually. And there's one... Yeah, the first guy he's a partner in this law firm. I looked at his profile. He doesn't only have a good win record for legal malpractice and personal injury. He served on the ethics board. So we're looking for somebody who's not going to appreciate, who's going to appreciate the landmark nature of this case and see the merits in the case, whatever they decide to do. So yeah, so right now we're just going to make the document filing deadline to make sure that amended complaint is in an e-file, because I don't know if you were able to log in. The first instruction that they said was log in and change your password. So I logged in and I made the notification, so we get the clerk of court electronic notices in the Nazario family's box and your Gmail box and my Gmail box. I added that. It allows you to add that as many as you want the notification. And I changed the password, which I said I will fax to you instead of an email, so nobody gets a hold of it. But the way that you do that, there's like strict requirements and instructions, a training course that you have to go through to even know how to e-file correctly. Like the complaint document has to be filed in one link, and then the exhibits have to be compiled separately and filed separately. The exhibits have to be redacted and have to be compliant with the court, or could throw everything out. So that's what I'm looking at. I want to have the complaint actually done. It's due on the court calendar. 21 days is the 26th. But I want you to be able to look at it by Wednesday. What I say, I'm getting ready. It's going to be in several pieces. The complaint and the exhibits that are redacted. Look at it by Wednesday, and then we both agree by Friday to e-file it. So we got that full weekend, and there's like no chance that we're going to be, appear to be late on. We don't want it on the very last day. We want to have it e-filed before the 26th, which is a Monday. Yeah.
Right. Be ahead of game. Yeah. I hear you. I definitely hear you.
Okay. All right then. So just hang in there. I just want to, and make sure that you tell anybody, like your father-in-law or your mom, as an emergency contact, if they do anything to you, to call me right away, so I can start tracking where you are and start faxing in the federal case.
Yeah, I did. I talked to her twice now about that, so she has all your information. She has your phone number, your email and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would work with them to figure out what sheriff's office had you or what deputies had you, and then find their official fax number and fax in the complaint that you're a federal crime victim. You're a plaintiff in this federal action, and it's an illegal arrest. So that's to try to minimize the time that you're missing.
Right. So I did make them aware of that, so they're prepared.
Okay, so, and don't get. Yeah, your first priority is to preserve and reserve your health, and keep your spirits up. All right, even though I know it's hard.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
All right. I know they don't make it easy. I know. With a razor paws. All right, so we're just gonna shoot for it. We'll pat ourselves on the back and celebrate if we can make this amended filing deadline. Get a document in that's court compliant. I also have a great template for the rules for filing a federal complaint. Again, from Jurastaff, it says exactly, from Cornell University, exactly how to write the proper complaint on pleading paper, what goes in what section, how to number the paragraphs. So we're not going to do anything fancy smancy, but we're just going to give them real content and show them that we have a good case and make it compliant, so another attorney can come and look, a no-nonsense attorney can come and look at it and say, yeah, I could take this up contingently. I see the court open this for $10 million. So yeah, at least I know, even if he's not going to get the $10 million, I know if I do the right thing, it'll settle. I believe your objective, if I find myself talking to an attorney about what the primary objective is, the primary objective for you as the client, I think, is to never ever enter any bargains or agree to guilt of any type. That is a falsified allegation, and under no circumstances does any settlement rest on you having to admit that you were guilty. You know? Okay, that's
I wouldn't get involved in that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you, because you see the ad that I put up. It says, this is Roxanne Grinage on behalf of Michael Nazario. He's the plaintiff. You can contact me here. However, you can also contact him directly. You're the pro se plaintiff, right? So you have the final say in what you... I can facilitate looking at the document, the contingency agreement, faxing it back and forth, but you have the final responsibility in all contracts that you enter into. So you're fighting for your freedom not to be forced into contracts. So no one can speak for you but yourself. And I think I'm reflecting that that's your highest purpose. Like if an attorney comes and he says, okay, why don't we just go on and give them this? And if anything that we have to acquiesce or compromise to, We're willing to compromise, but we're not willing to ever admit guilt where there is no guilt. The whole purpose of this exercise going into federal court is so that the truth be exposed. All right. Okay.
Right.
So that even if it's lost in federal court, we don't ever want to close the door to the appeal process of the circuit court, Supreme Court. You know, we don't ever want to close that door by saying, "Oh yeah, my bad, y'all was wrong. You were right, I was wrong." No, we were here to exercise and ventilate the truth. Okay.
Right.
All right. Will you be safe? Yeah, be safe, and I'm praying real strong. Okay.
Okay, you too.
Okay.
You too.
God bless.
All right. Thank you.